Hello friends, today we will be understanding two different topics. One is reforming and refining of the gasoline. So let us understand what is reforming is. Reforming is the process in which we do the structural modifications of the molecules so that it will improve upon the anti-knocking characteristics. So it is a process in which we are doing the structural modifications so that the knocking will be less. These are of two types. One is thermal reforming, another is catalytic reforming. By the name itself, we can understand that thermal reforming means we are using high temperature and pressure for the structural modifications so as to improve upon the anti-knocking characteristics. And in the catalytic reforming process, we are using catalyst for the structural modifications to be made. In thermal reforming, we use 500 to 600 degrees centigrade temperature and a pressure of 84.5 kg per centimeter square. The structural modifications that are done are generally, we make the molecules branched, cyclic or aromatic compounds so that there will be less knocking in the gasoline. In catalytic reforming process, we use platinum supported over alumina as catalyst. The temperature is a bit less, that is 450 to 530 degrees centigrade, and a pressure of 35 to 50 atmosphere, and we get a superior fuel characteristic as compared with that of thermal reforming. So by this thermal reforming process and catalytic reforming process, we are modifying the structure of the molecule so that it will improve upon the anti-knocking characteristics. The main reactions during the processes are, there are mainly four different types of reactions. One is dehydrogenation, that is a removal of hydrogen. By removing the hydrogen, we are converting cyclohexane into benzene, which is an aromatic compound. Here, the cyclic compound is converted into aromatic compound, that is methyl cyclohexane. On dehydrogenation, is converted into toluene, which is an aromatic compound. The second reaction is of dehydrocyclization, that is a removal of hydrogen and there will be cyclization process. So we have N-heptane, which is straight chain compound. On removal of hydrogen, it is converted into a cyclic compound, and then it is again on dehydrogenation, it is converted into aromatic compound. That is, by removal of hydrogen, N-heptane is converted into methyl cyclohexane and then to toluene, that is cyclic compound and the aromatic compound. In the isomerization process, we are making the structural modifications by making some branch into that. That is, N-hexane is converted into 2-methyl pentane. So this is a branched compound which will have better anti-knock characteristics. In the hydrocracking process, we have N-decane converted into N-pentane, that is higher molecules are converted into the lower hydrocarbons in presence of platinum. Hydrocracking means addition of hydrogen and then the cracking process. In the previous video, we have discussed about cracking, that cracking is nothing but bigger hydrocarbons are converted into lower hydrocarbons, and here we are adding even the hydrogen also, that is higher hydrocarbons are converted into lower hydrocarbons in this case. So we have made so many structural modifications so that we can improve upon the anti-knock characteristics of the fuel. The straight run gasoline that is obtained by the distillation process, cracking or reforming process, all this will contain some unsaturated hydrocarbons, sulfur and coloring matter. So the refining is very much important. The sulfur compounds present in the fuel, gasoline, will have mercaptanes or H2S that will make the oil sour and it will have bad odors also. The sulfur compounds will cause corrosion in the internal combustion engine. It will cause even pollution problems also. The olefins will undergo oxidation. That is, unsaturated hydrocarbons will undergo oxidation and it will get polymerized and it will form some sludges and gummy compounds. All these products will get deposited on the walls of the carburetor and it will decrease the efficiency of the engine also. So it is important to remove all these compounds. The first one is removal of sulfur compounds. For the removal of sulfur compounds, we generally use Doctor's process. That is, gasoline is treated with alkaline solution of sodium plumbite and with controlled addition of sulfur. See, we are treating the gasoline with alkaline solution of sodium plumbite and then we are adding sulfur. So it will be converted into lead sulfide and disulfide. Lead sulfide is a solid and it can be removed easily by filtration process, and this disulfides can be extracted with suitable solvent. The process of converting the sulfur into disulfide, this process is also known as sweetening process. The second process is removal of olefins and coloring matter. To remove olefins and coloring matter, we can percolate gasoline through Fuller's earth. Fuller's earth can absorb colors and olefins. The olefins and unsaturated hydrocarbons can be removed by treating gasoline with 80% H2SO4 also. The olefins will be converted into alcohols and esters. This in turn will polymerize into tar-like substances which can be easily removed by again the filtration process. After all these processes, we do the stabilization. That is, inhibitors are added to gasoline and which will retard the oxidation reactions that is taking place in this. The oxidation reaction generally lead to some gummy products and all, which will cause problems in the engine. So the inhibitors are added to gasoline. This will retard or decrease the oxidation reactions so that it will improve the storing quality of the gasoline. After refining, the gasoline will be blended with suitable fraction so that we get the required specified gasoline will be obtained. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone.